Graduating from college is a huge accomplishment, but it can also trigger a lot of anxiety and depression for those undergoing through this life transition. Join me, Isaac Okech, as we cover postgraduate depression.
It is a state of feeling so low, tired, or unmotivated, and one begins to have a hard time functioning in daily life. There is a constant feeling of worry and fear about the future. Anxiety kicks in, and the graduate begins to experience feelings of failure when they are unable to find jobs in their area of specialty in a reasonable length of time. According to the Commission for University Education Statistics, the number of university graduates in Kenya per year ranges between 15,000 to 30,000 students, with University of Nairobi producing the highest number of graduates, followed by Kenyatta University and then the other universities across the country. Over the past 3 years, enrollment to public and private universities has reduced significantly due to mass failure in KCSE exams. Due to the low enrollment rate, the number of graduates is expected to fall by a significant margin, from 15,000 to 9,000 students per year. But then, is postgraduate depression only caused by unemployment?
My name is Felicity Mwedes. I am a spoken word artist from Kisumu, Kenya. And apart from that, I run an organization alongside my sister, Akos Mwedes, and an amazing team. It's called Freedom in Healing. We deal with issues, anti-sexual violence and mental health for minors. And I also run a fashion house. It's called the Moody's House of Art and Fashion. We design from scratch, or if someone prefers to come with their own design, and then we can as well tailor it. I went to college in KMTC, Kenya Medical Training College in Mosoriot. I studied health promotion. It is interesting because I pretty much did not exactly do what I went to college for, although it comes in handy partly when we are running the organization, because part of what I did in some of the units is what we are actually applying in real life as we are advocating for these two different issues. Well, college was fun. I'm not going to, I don't want to be the bummer who gets to be like, oh, I suffered. College was beautiful, and of course, you are this young person with all this amazing dreams, and this is something I wanted to do because I have always been passionate about healing and wholeness, and especially I was passionate about medicine from a very young age, and I used to tell myself, since because this is what has come, let's just go to KMTC. I quit journalism and actually been studying journalism for almost a year. I quit and I went to the medical college. I was like, let's go, because this has always been my passion, and after this I could go pursue my degree in clinical medicine or nursing or just something else. And so college was exciting. It came with so many opportunities. It looked like life was going to be good from here, because anyway, you're always told education is the key, right? Yeah, so college was a beautiful phase for me.
Hi, my name is Jacob, and I am a graduate of Egerton University. I did a bachelor's in communication and media. Currently, I'm a producer at a radio station in Kisumu called My Radio. Yeah, that's just a summary of who I am. Postgraduate, to me, I like dissect it in two words: graduate, that's one part, and the depression. Postgraduate, basically, it's after graduation, what happens after graduation, and the depression was all it's that solitude or. Yeah, so for me, I feel like postgraduate depression is the state of which you encounter the reality of life versus what you expected to meet out there, and the difference that is out there, difference that is in between the two is what confuses you, and in the confusion you lose yourself, and in the process of losing yourself, that's when depression kicks in, because once you are lost, then yeah, I feel like that's connected to depression. So basically, in a nutshell, we can say postgraduate depression is the stress that you undergo after graduating school, in the limbo between employment and graduation.
Hi, my name is Susan Hawi Osano. My story is a little bit different. I initially first started studying architecture technology, and then eventually at some point I had to drop out. Then took a couple of years out of school, then went back to school, started studying graphics design. I finished a short course in graphics, then eventually I got to business administration. So that's what I studied now finally. Kampala International University. According to me, postgraduate depression is something that tends to happen to a lot of, I like to call them students, because when you leave school, you're still in that student mentality. Like you've not yet really seen the world, you've not yet experienced a lot of stuff. So you kind of just get thrown into this pool of things as a student. You're not yet used to things. So it's something that affects a lot of people, whether they know it or they don't know it.
My name is Maureen Nguzuzu. I studied diploma in supply chain management at the Sigalagala National Polytechnic, and currently I'm a volunteer at the Balka Academy in Majengo. According to me, postgraduate depression is the pressure you get after graduating. The reality and the perception we had in our minds actualizing in the field or in our specialties, we get that the reality hits different than our perception. So that's where we get the depression of postgraduate depression. When I freshly graduated, I had the pressure of actually getting the money, fitting in the society, finding a job or anywhere to place yourself. That really gave me something to think about. Maybe this can be postgraduate depression.
Hi, my name is Mercy Ann, student formerly at Maseno University. I studied psychology. Okay, postgraduate depression, I would define it as the feeling of being lost just after you're done with school, where you don't exactly know where you want to head with your life. You're not certain of which trajectory to take. As a student who is done with school and you want to get your life more defined than it is. I have been in a space where I've felt lost. I've felt like my life isn't exactly as mapped out as I thought it was. Yes, I have
studied what I wanted in a way, because I was at a state where I was telling myself anything that involves medicine, I will take it. I don't care if it's exactly what I wanted, but I'm just going to settle for whatever it is, because I felt like it was going to be a great stepping stone towards whatever it is that I wanted to achieve in the long time. So sort of kinda yes, I did study what I wanted, although it wasn't my first choice.
When I first got to campus, my career choice was influenced. That's when I was studying architecture technology. It was very influenced because you'd be told things like, you know, this job has money. You know, this is, if you get this kind of job, you'll be able to like change your whole family's life. Like you have all these expectations from your family. Like you're the one who's going to just make like, you know, $1 trillion and save everybody. So initially it was influenced, but after some time and a lot of fights, I put my foot down and eventually decided on what I wanted to study. Up next, I do have an awesome mix coming up, courtesy of my wonderful producer, Mr. Marcus. I like calling him Marcus Samuels. I hope you do enjoy it. Of course, in a few, we're also going to be getting to the news that is at the top of the hour, 7 p.m. But till then, let's keep dancing. And then I also had to get to a place in myself to know that, you know what, I'm not my certificate. Yeah, that's not my identity. Because I studied business administration, that's not now who I am. I'm a person who, yes, I have this skill, but that's not like what defines me. So I think when I separated myself from my GPA, my certificate, this, that, yeah, I started to get out of it.
While everything they've known for the past 4 or so years is gone, transitioning into the outside world, the so-called job market, is a tumultuous task for many graduates.
Unemployment is the main reason for postgraduate depression, basing on the fact that fresh graduates are discriminated from the market. You may get the employers are asking for maybe 5 to some years of experience, which us as the graduates, we don't have the experience.
Yes and no, in a way, because of course the main reason why we go to school, a lot of us, is because we want to be able to get jobs, we want to be able to be successful, and our definition of success for a very long time is have a job and have good money, and the job better be something white collar-ish or else it's not good enough. So I would say the rate of unemployment in Kenya, this is like, there are no lots of opportunities, you know. And so when a young person is actually going through school, through education, you're told, go through school, you're going to get a job at the end of this. I think what I would also affiliate postgraduate depression to is because people are not prepared mentally and psychologically for the real world. In as much as we could say, oh, there are no jobs, but no one actually prepares you for the fact that there are no jobs. Fine, you did well, you got your first class honors or your second class upper, but now you go into the outside world and those opportunities are not there. What are you going to do beyond that? See? So that when this picture perfect plan that you always had is interfered with in a way, what are you going to do after that? So for me, in as much as we could quote unemployment, I think it would greatly go back to, are we psychologically and just mentally prepared to be thrust out into the world? Are we getting the basic truths of how the world actually looks like, you know? And as young people, are we even thinking of alternative means of success, alternative definitions of what success actually is? What is it to you as a person? Does it have to be the stereotypical way society has defined it for years? So
unemployment
I would go with those.
is cited as one of the major problems in Kenya. This is seen, even politicians intervene. In the previous past general elections, politicians have used the promise for jobs for youths as a great promise that yes, they'll get to deliver and provide jobs to the youth.
Fanyie wananchi kazi. Tuondoe shida ya vijana hawa. Tuhakikishe ya kwamba tuko na barabara, tuko na stima, na ndio uchumi wetu uweze upanuke, vijana wetu wapate kazi. Si namna hiyo? Mtakubaliana na mimi? Tutakuwa pamoja.
It is a national crisis, the youth unemployment in our nation, and we must put it as a priority kwa mipango yetu yote. Haiwezi kuwa ati tunasema tuende tubadilishe katiba, tuongeze mamlaka ya rais, na vijana wetu hawa hawana ajira, wanahangaika na wanasumbuliwa na madawa na wanasumbuliwa na uhalifu, na dunia hiyo inarudi nyuma.
On a phone interview with Silas Nyanchwani, a writer and a lecturer, a graduate of University of Nairobi who holds a master's from Columbia University in the city of New York, USA, he gives us a professional perspective on postgraduate depression.
That feeling of anxiety, hopelessness, and you know, like you're expecting yourself, like what's next after graduation.
Yes.
Or you maybe in college you had such high expectations that after college maybe you land a good job, 6-figure and all that.
Yes.
And now the reality that after graduation, more than half the graduates will not get their jobs.
Yes.
So that feeling in between graduation and you landing your first job, your first good job, it filled with a lot of anxiety, a lot of some bit of hopelessness.
Yes.
Yeah, so that feeling of hopelessness is what creates that stress and depression that comes with it. Yeah, Kenyan degrees are extremely very marketable. And in terms of human resource, Kenya, I think in Africa, we probably, maybe Nigeria, but other Nigeria, I think in Africa, especially sub-Saharan Africa, we export. Our human resources impeccable, like we are known for our skills. Yeah, it's a universal problem now more than ever before, because the world economy generally, especially since 2008, yeah, the global economic crisis, like there's been a recession, and there's sort of like a depression in terms of how the economy is performing. And that means like the number of available jobs for graduates is not that much, does not correspond with people graduating from college, yeah? But now we have a situation where the previous regime or the current regime, they are not innovative enough to think of other sectors that they can open up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we need to think how we can expand our sports,
Mm-hmm.
our creative sector. There's so many jobs that are created there.
Yeah.
We can still revive our higher education. It's a very good employer.
Mm-hmm.
We can still expand our banking to the region. You know, there's so much to be done, but I don't think whether the current regime, the people working there have the kind of imagination, like the kind of people who stand around the economy during the Kibaki time have or had.
On matters concerning the quality of skills acquired from Kenyan universities, other graduates have had their opinion as well. In an article published by the Standard newspaper in the Reader's Corner dated June 30th, 2022, Jackson Ngari of Rongo University and Lucky Oluoch of St. Paul's University, in an article entitled, "Let Varsities Teach Practical Skills so that their graduates can be employers and not job seekers." In the last paragraph, they say, higher education has become a waste of resources and time. Many spend at least 4 years only for them to end up in careers that they did not study for. The Kenyan society has been conditioned to believe that to succeed, people must attend university. This is attributed to the fact that university degrees are falsely hyped as lucrative. It would be better for universities to invest more in practical skills and teaching students how to create job opportunities.
My advice to the just graduated youth, number one, please and please do not assume you know, like, there's a way you get out of campus and you feel like you know, like I know, like how things are going to be. Just go with a very neutral mind and allow yourself to be teachable. Allow yourself to have open conversations with people who have been there before you so that they can at least guide you on certain stuff. And then do not think you are your qualification. You can have, you could have graduated with like a first class. That doesn't necessarily mean you're entitled to certain treatments. It doesn't work like that. The same way you could have graduated with a second class lower, second class upper. That may not determine how you're going to perform in the outside world. So don't identify yourself with your certificate or your course.
Creating helped me a lot as a person.
Hey, wow, thank you so much.